There's a very, very hot labour market for those particular roles. We've seen a 60% increase in the number of members adding founder on the platform. By 2030, 70% of the skill set of all jobs will have changed.
Welcome to The Big Question, the series from Euronews where we speak to some of the most influential people in the world of business. And today is no different. I'm joined by Sue Duke, who is the Managing Director of Europe, Middle East and Africa and Latin America at LinkedIn. Sue, thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Can you just set the scene for us how the European job market is currently looking?
Right now, the labour market is sluggish, but not stagnant. Hiring today is somewhere between 20 to 35%. It's a very, very competitive hiring market right now. If you're going out and looking for a job, there's twice as many applicants for that average job as there was 2 years ago. On the other hand, we also see that because there's not many roles out there, we see this job hugging. We see people and workers, just like employees, waiting to see what's happening. Job transitions, workers moving from one job to another are at a 10-year low on our platform. So that tells you that this broader, cautious environment out there is causing workers to sit tight, see where things go, and when roles do come up, very, very hot competition for those roles. There are some bright spots, however. Sectors like healthcare and government are doing well. And then in certain areas, we see quite an explosion of jobs happening, actually. AI is one of those. So AI-enabled jobs like AI engineer, data annotator, forward deployed engineers. There's a very, very hot labour market for those particular roles and those particular skills.
What do you think the reason is for the downturn in the jobs market?
So what's happening at a very broad level is we're seeing this normalization after those record levels of hiring that happened post-pandemic. So companies are right-sizing. The second thing is that rise in interest rates is, of course, driving hiring at a more cautious level. And there's a broader economic uncertainty right now that we see. And of course, that's causing companies, large and small, to hold tight, see where things are going before they move forward with crucial hiring decisions right now.
With more competition for those jobs at the moment, for the traditional job roles, what behaviour changes are you seeing among people on LinkedIn?
So in the past year alone, we've seen a 60% increase in the number of members adding founder on the platforms. What we're seeing, particularly amongst younger generations, are those people going out, setting up their own business, trying to figure out, okay, if the perfect role isn't out there for me in a company, why don't I set up my own business? Why don't I set up a portfolio of activities and services and offerings that speak to my skills, speak to my values? And so we're seeing this real entrepreneurial spirit play out on the platform.
Is that just among the younger generations?
We see that older generation typically more inclined to do the job hugging, and the younger generations more inclined to go out and get those jobs. What they're telling us is that 4 in every 10 of them would actually like to go out and set up their own business, would like to own their own business, be their own founder, get something going. So it's not just the economic circumstances. There also is this very acute entrepreneurial spirit amongst that generation who are very focused on the purpose of work, are very focused on the values of work, as well as the traditional qualities that a job gives you. And that's why we see them going out, taking control of their careers, setting up a new business and going out and getting something going.
And do you think that the graduates coming through now, do you think that the skills required in the jobs market at the moment?
The pace of change when it comes to how work, how skills, how jobs are going to change is something that impacts us all. So when we look at the average job on LinkedIn, we reckon that by 2030, 70% of the skill set of that job, not just entry level, right the way through all jobs, will have changed. So it is true for graduate that they are not done with education as soon as they come out of university, but it's also true for all of us. And one of the things that we all need to get to grip with, workers, companies, and governments is how are we going to instill and scale at speed this continuous and very broad upskilling and reskilling, because there's no question that work is going through a very deep and broad transformation, and it's incumbent upon all of us to come together and make sure that workers are continuing to get access to those skills that they need. AI is for sure one of those. On our own platform, we've partnered with Microsoft. Over the past 5 years, we've offered free skills pathways precisely so that workers can get upskilled in AI, and fully 80 million workers have taken advantage of that.
Finally, predictions for work and the future trends. Any that you can share with us?
What we've been speaking about for sure is going to be one of the most transformational aspects of work over the next couple of years, which is AI. We are seeing it start to propagate out across the labour market, but we expect that to propagate much more widely and much more quickly. And so organisations and workers and governments who get to grips with this technology figure out what are the innovation, productivity, competitiveness, growth gains, all of which we desperately need right now. They are the workers, organisations and economies who are going to do really well. So our job right now is to make sure that we have the skills and the talent in our labour markets, in our organisations, to be able to take advantage of that. And that's why it's going to be so important that workers, businesses and policymakers come together to make sure that we address those upskilling and reskilling challenges that we currently have.
I just want to ask you a quick question about small businesses. How is AI affecting those?
SMEs are taking the technology and starting to experiment with it. So we do see quite a large number of SMEs who have some AI integrated into their businesses. At this point, what we're seeing more is experimentation. Will it work, enhance this process? Might it help with something in marketing or something in R&D? What we need to see for SMEs, who, as you rightly say, are the backbone of the economy. They're 99% of European companies. They employ 2/3 of European workers. We have got to get this transformation right for small businesses right across Europe. And what we need to see is this deep and broad integration. And SMEs are organisations that could benefit most from it. Often they're small organisations by definition. They don't have a ton of people. They don't have a marketing organisation or a talent or recruitment organisation or a sales organisation. Often it's 1 or 2 people doing everything, have a lot of jobs to do, and who we need to get this transformation right for Europe to succeed.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights with us on The Big Question. And thank you very much, everyone, for watching at home. And don't forget, you can catch all of our episodes of The Big Question on the Euronews website. Thanks very much. See you next time.